here at the Glen, and the race leader continues to be Kurt Busch. Came in 174 points out of 10th, but a year ago, Matt Kenseth was 168 behind 10th at this point, and Matt made the chase for the championship. There's Kenseth, former series champion, junior right behind him.
And Ron Fellows there in the 32 car.
Here are the championship standings as they run with 39 to go here at the Glen. And
check out Denny Hamlin.
Yep.
Gained 2 spots today with his run so far.
5th in points.
Amazing.
Gordon up to 6th. Kyle Busch.
You know, you have one bad race in these stretches, and you see a lot of that. The -4s or the -2s or +4s, just because these guys are so tight back here right now.
4 races to go before the cutoff after today. They go to Michigan next week. It's Pruitt working on the back bumper of Jimmy Johnson right there. Those top 3 cars are strong.
Yeah, gone. And, you know, Robbie Gordon has been able to hang a little bit better this time around with the 2 car of Kurt Busch and 20 of Tony Stewart.
Marty on Scott Pruitt.
Yeah, Scott says the car, this is really the part of the run where the car gets very good for Scott. He told me that objective today is a little different. Normally he comes here in a one-off car, but he's racing for a team that's trying to stay in the top 35 in championship standings. So he said, our goal, be conservative today. Just get home with a top 15 finish. We can get a top 10 out of it, great. But he's got an awfully good car, especially at the end of these runs.
And Marty, Scott Pruitt told us earlier in the weekend, this road course racing is fun to do, but hard to learn.
It's a real different animal to deal with. Now, if you look at a lot of these guys are very talented. I mean, Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon. I mean, those guys are road racers. I mean, they have road racing in their background. But if you're looking at, you know, pure guys like like Stremme, for instance, perfect example. You know, he hasn't had any road course experience, and getting a feel for the whole thing is, you know, I wouldn't say it's daunting, but it just takes time. It's like taking a road racer and putting him on Darlington. You know, you want to overdrive the car and get sideways and overdrive the racetrack continually, where the guys who know the place and do it week in and week out, it's a piece of cake.
Yeah, piece of cake. Strategy starting to play out. The race is underway on pit road, Marty.
Well, Bill, here we go. These could be the final stops of the day. Jeff Burton's car actually spitting out a little bit of water. He said his car was a little too tight and really no overall grip, so they go down all the way around on air pressure. His teammate Kevin Harvick pitting further down pit road. He too tight, also an air pressure adjustment for Kevin Harvick. Probably the final stops of the day for these RCR cars.
Oh, Joe Nemechek into the tire barrier.
What a fabulous strategy for these guys.
Yeah.
They make a pit stop, and now they get to make up the entire distance they spent on pit road.
Yep. That's what we talked about, you know, there's all these different strategies, but you've got to be lucky. And these guys that just came down pit lane are lucky.
Kurt Busch is on pit lane. Did he get on pit road and pit lane quickly enough?
I don't know. That's going to be real close.
Heading all the way down toward pit exit. Allen.
Well, that'll be the whole debate, won't it? If he didn't get on pit road before it was closed, then it's going to be a problem. But if he did, it's a great call. Roy McCauley saw that car spin on the big Jumbotron monitor right across from his pit box and immediately jumped on the radio, called for Kurt to come to pit road. It's a 4-tire change for this 2-car. Now we'll just see if they are clear of the rules or if they ran a foul. No, looks like they ran a foul.
That hurts.
This happened to Jeff Gordon here.
Hit it again, Chris. Hit it again. We'll get time.
In this race a year ago. Hit it again as with the fuel can.
It wasn't the NASCAR official that was holding him. They were holding themselves to get debris off the grill or something, wasn't it? Alan?
Benny, what they were looking at, the light that signals the stop and go paddle at the end of pit road was red because the field hadn't cleared yet and the caution was out. When cars pit under the caution flag, they're held at the end of pit road until the last of the field clears, and then they rejoin at the tail end. So that red light was on at the end of pit road to allow the tail of the field to clear and make sure that Kurt and the other cars on pit road rejoined at the tail. Now you see Roy McCauley in the discussion with the NASCAR officials, trying to get clarification on where they stand as far as coming on to pit road.
Gotcha.
Yeah, what does the tie go to?
Yeah, the runner.
This is identical to what happened to Gordon a year ago. Kyle Busch is the lucky dog. Let's work that in. Looking on the right side.
And the light, the official is there. Oh, the red light is on.
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
Whoa, how close is
You're
that?
committed there.
I mean, you back it up.
You're cool, Bob.
Watch the front of the car right there. Okay, I don't think he's hit the line yet. You see the light right there.
Oh, man. That is so. Pitted too soon is the official call, I'm told. Oh, man. Oh, man. Just a few feet.
So Tony Stewart is the race leader.
So Tony Stewart, Robbie Gordon, all these guys, and they can make their pit stop under the yellow. But what's going to happen is they've got to restart behind all the fellas that stopped earlier. Matt?
And Matt Moreland reminded Ryan Newman exactly where he was pitting. He says, you don't have to remind me. I remember the last time. Small air pressure adjustment. Newman's car, really good, he says. Dale Earnhardt Jr. right behind him. His car needed some big time help, Martin.
Matt Casey Mears in that 42 car, bottom of your screen, hits pit road, running forward, so they couldn't pit earlier because they were worried about a green-white checkered like we had yesterday in the Busch Series race. No changes to the chassis, Alan.
And a 4-tire change for Tony Stewart. And some chassis adjustments you see there being made with the wrench in the left rear of the car. He's got to swing around Casey Kane to get off pit road. Get out ahead of him.
A lot of traffic. Something you don't really see that often on a road course.
A lot of congestion, but everybody takes it easy exiting, gets clean.
Let's take a look at the race off of pit road. Kurt Busch will have to restart at the tail end of the longest line for pitting too soon. Carl Edwards.
Newman beat Stewart off the pit lane.
And we see Mark Martin in the 6 car up there. So evidently the 99 and 6 pulling some strategy.
How about those pit crew guys, BP?
Oh, man. Brian Chase, the jackman on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car. Left side, he follows Tony Eury Jr. around, gets that left side jacked up, watches the left, the right, left, right, it's all done. Go.
We've just gone back to green flag racing. Reed Sorensen is scored as the race leader. Kurt Busch claimed he was having radio trouble, restarted second. NASCAR started to pull out the black flag. Busch pulled over in turn 1 to let the field go by. He had to restart at the tail end of the longest line for pitting too soon.
They're going to give it to us. Go.
That's his crew chief, Roy McCauley, saying you're okay. Alan, what do you got?
A little bit of confusion here as to what it is they're telling him. I think Roy's confused. What NASCAR is telling him is that he's not going to be black flagged because he was dropping to the end of the field and giving up that spot. Roy was trying to talk to Kurt from pit road right in front of the NASCAR officials, and there was nothing coming over the two teams' radios. So they were having trouble, and that's what got them right up against that restart without Kurt getting the message to go to the back of the field.
And that's because they lobbied very hard against the penalty, Alan.
Oh, absolutely, they lobbied hard against it. They were right up against that line, and at that point, you know, how much choice did he have but to come down pit road? Could he really turn back out onto the racetrack right then?
No, without a doubt he could not. I want to show you one other angle of Kurt Busch coming to pit road.
And they're wrong, but I can't do anything about it.
Here he comes off of turn 7, headed for pit road. Your mission, get there as quick as you can.
Okay, watch to his left. You'll see the lights right coming to the corner right there. See the lights? They're red already. And that's the biggest thing right there, that you can't come down pit lane if those lights are red. And the problem is it's so close. I mean, like you say, once you're there, you're already committed. But unfortunately, NASCAR was right on that one, and that hurts. That hurts having to go to the back.
But there's no way in the world that Kurt could have gone back on the racetrack.
That's what I'm saying,
once
you're
that
already
light came
committed.
on.
So they need to change that around for next time, but